Hey Calvary family, welcome to a tutorial where we're going to be looking at some of the tools we have available for us to get plugged in, stay connected, and better interact with our church family here at Calvary, getting to know others and being known by others. So we'll be covering a lot in this video, so feel free to use these timestamps to skip ahead if you're looking for information on something specific, or you could rewind and replay something if you missed it. All right, the three main connection tools at our church are our church website, our internal church management software called The Community, and our church app. All of these platforms operate in their own unique way, each one with a different level of security, complexity, and depth of interaction. Yet, they all function harmoniously with the common goal to help us stay organized and connected as a church family. So let's dive in. Okay, so our church website. This is our online front door, so to speak. This is where you'll find information about us, which is open to the public at large, such as our service times, vision statement, what we believe, who our leadership is. It also contains our sermon archive, the breakdown of our key ministries, information about events coming up, and a lot more. Visiting our website is your first step and should tell you almost everything you need to know about our church. So to do that, visit www.ccsrq.cc to explore it for yourself. So once you've decided to make Calvary your church home, your next step is to get signed up on The Community. As I mentioned before, this is our internal church management software, and it's powered by a company called the Church Community Builder. So if our church website was the front door, let's call The Community the living room, right? It's the center of our church home, a safe and secure place to interact with others, join groups, and even share prayer requests and other needs like that. Volunteer serving schedules are managed on there, as well as the internal church calendar, kids check-in. The community contains several layers of security depending on the function. Every profile is reviewed and approved by the church office, so you maintain full control of your privacy and communication preferences. So let's take a look at how to actually get set up. First step is to request access and create your login. On your computer or mobile phone, go to our website, ccsrq.cc, find the Get Connected tab, select Online Community. So click on the Request Access button. It'll take you to a form where you'll be asked to fill in your information and submit to the church office for review. Let's see, I'll be Jesus loves me. Get it? Jesus loves me. Anyway, so fill in the info. If you have any kids, answer a couple questions, and done. The office will receive your information and respond with an email containing a link for you to activate your login. So set your password and you're ready to log in. First thing we recommend after logging in is to review your profile, privacy, and communication preferences. To make those changes, visit your profile and select the Actions button. Communication preferences are broken down per group. In this example, we're not in any groups yet, but we can still set default preferences, which will actually apply to the groups we join in the future. You can always return here to make changes later on. So head back to Actions. Let's take a look at our privacy settings. This is where you decide who has access to your information. Your options are everybody who has a secure profile, members of the groups you're a part of, or church leadership only. One last thing in your profile is to add a profile picture so people know who you are. All right, so one of the main features of the community is groups. Groups are used for internal organization and communication within specific teams or ministries, and almost every ministry in the church has a group, but all of them are using the functionality slightly differently. A few examples would be the prayer wall is a functional group where you join it and then you submit prayer requests to everybody in that group. They can see how they can be praying for you, and you can see who submits a prayer request to the group. There's also general groups for children's ministry, worship team, men's, women's ministry, where the leader would just communicate to the group members or those who are interested in that ministry. And then there's ministries more focused on needs. So needs would be submitted or requested, and if you're a part of that group, you have the opportunity to sign up and fulfill a specific need within the church. There are two ways to be added to a group. You can request to join, or you can be added by the leader of that group. So let's take a look at groups and how to find them and how to join them and how that all works. All right, so let's go home, back to the community, and take a look at the left-hand side with the list of features, and let's go to groups. So when you first select groups, you'll be taken to a list of all the groups that you're currently a part of, and there are two ways to find new groups to join them. If you have the specific name of a group, you can search. For example, let's say men's ministry. I would select that group and request to join. Or if you'd like to just browse and see which groups are available, you'd hit the search button on the top right, leave all of those criteria default, and hit search, and you'll generate a list of all the groups currently within the church. You can browse those, see the details, and request to join if you'd like. So once you've joined a group, most of the communication is done through email. You would set the preferences for that group's communication within your communication preferences in your profile. So we've covered the church website and the community. So let's take a look at the church app. If the website is the front door and the community is the living room, let's call the church app the kitchen, right? It's where we have our tools, our utensils. It bridges the gap between the living room and the front door. Okay, never mind, these metaphors are getting a little bit out of hand. The point is, our church app fits in between the church website and the community, and it functions as a tool that can interact with and be a shortcut to both. It pulls content from the website and is integrated with your community profile. Here's an example, right? Recent sermons and upcoming events from the website appear on the homepage feed of the app. You can also interact with your community groups, view your serving schedule, check your kids into the children's ministry, and a lot of other great features such as registration for events and the digital bulletin. So all of these features just making the app a great handy tool to participate actively in life here at Calvary. I'll let you explore the ins and outs for yourself later, but let me show you how to actually get it. So there are a few different avenues, but let's keep it consistent and start by visiting our church website again, ccsrq.cc, either on your computer or mobile device. On the home page, scroll down to the Connect With Us area. There you'll find a link to the app. You'll be directed to a page asking for your mobile phone number. Once you enter your number and submit, you'll receive a text with a link to your respective mobile app store, and that's where you would download it. Once the app is downloaded, open it up, answer the startup questions, and then get your profile set up. It's important to set up your profile with the same phone number and email you used with your community login. This is how the app integrates with your community profile. So if you don't do that, you'll be missing out on some of the functionality. Once you've set up your profile, you're ready to start using the app. So I'd like to go over a few of the features within the church app that communicate with your community profile. Those are your serving. You can manage and respond to serving requests. You have your groups section where you can view your groups, you can communicate with people in your group, and then we also have the option to check your kids into kids ministry, all right there within the church app. So let's take a look at managing your serving and responding to requests. So let's open up our church app. It'll take you to the home feed page. Navigate to the bottom right where it says more, and let's select that. And then you'll see some options. Let's go to online community. This is where we find all the features that communicate with our community profile. And remember, you have to have your profile set up within the app to have these features functional. So once you select My Serving, it's going to show all of the accepted or pending serving requests that you've received. If it's pending, you can select it, either accept or decline. You can message the schedule organizer on the top right if there's an issue or if you have a question. If you've accepted something, you can go in and view the schedule. You can see who's on with you, the exact time that you need to be there, and what your commitment is. If the schedule you're on features open positions, you can move over to the Browse Open Positions window where you can see things to sign up for and opportunities to serve. And if we move on to the Settings window, that's where you can set your preferences, how often you want to serve, when you want to serve, and then most importantly, you can add a blockout date. So this is where you would communicate to your scheduler when you're away and when you're unavailable. To do that, just select the start date and the end date, scroll down, add a reason if you'd like, hit save, and that'll communicate to the schedule organizer that you're unavailable for those days. You can then go to the top right and see your calendar, what you have pending, what you have accepted. It's just a nice overview to see what's coming up. The next feature is My Groups. This is where you'll see a list of the groups you're connected with. You can select on any one of those groups, see who the members are. You can message the group, you could see the calendar of events coming up, and also any needs that the group has. On the top right, we have a search option, and this is a great way to search for groups if you'd like to join one. All right, next up we have Kids Check-In. So when you arrive to church and you would like to check your kids in for children's ministry, simply open up your church app, go to the More window, Online Community, hit Kids Check-In. This is going to give you a list of options for you to check your kids into. So simply show this barcode to the children's ministry check-in, they'll scan it and print out the labels for your kids. So we definitely covered a lot in this video. Hopefully you learned something and you're more equipped to get plugged in and stay connected. If you have any questions or unsure, we'd be happy to help. Just reach out to the church office. But I'm looking forward to seeing you connected and plugged in here at our church family.